Guys, what? That was completely uncalled for, but I know you loved it. I know you loved it, okay? I gotta keep you on your toes. I'm a madman, and I gotta flip around like that once in a while to get your attention. After I've given up on you for so long. Guys, this is an important day. This is a momentous day. This is a mammoth day. It's the 36th anniversary of The Breakfast Club, the greatest 80s movie of all times. You say, Corey, why would you do it on the 36th? Why didn't you do it on the 35th? I don't know. I was probably being an idiot and just not doing it. I don't know, guys. Okay, look. The Breakfast Club, 36 years old, February 15th, 1985. Guys, let me tell you something. I love this movie. I got it planned now. I got the Breakfast Club mug, okay? It's double-sided. I got the Breakfast Club VHS. I have another Breakfast Club VHS. I have the Criterion Collection Breakfast Club. I also have it on vinyl. And, guys, I don't know. I've got other stuff floating around. In all seriousness, though, guys, this is the quintessential 80s movie, okay? There's movies. I've said this before. There's movies that were released in the 80s, and then there's 80s movies, okay? Which covers both of that. But anyways, guys, basically what I'm saying is this couldn't be made in any other decade. Or else it would be, I don't know, it'd be Clueless or some other teen movie. But this is the 80s teen movie. This is John Hughes' greatest achievement. And it made it on Criterion, okay? John Hughes has a movie on Criterion. That's a blessing in itself. So where do I begin with The Breakfast Club? Guys, this is a movie. It was the voice of a generation in the 80s, and it's a timeless movie. It still lives on. It's got those 80s tropes, but it's timeless almost. Yes, it is dated to the 80s with the soundtrack, the clothes, the way they act, but it can relate to the newer generations, and that's why this movie is still popular. It's more popular now than it ever has been, I believe. It really hasn't lost any steam, maybe other than after a couple years after the initial release. I don't know. I wasn't there, and after that, I was little, so I don't remember. But guys, what can we say about this movie that hasn't been said? You have an all-star cast. You got Emilio Estevez. You got Judd Nelson. You got Miley Ringwald. You got Anthony Michael Hall. You got Ali Sheedy. You got Paul Gleason as the principal. It's the Brat Pack. It's the Brat Pack in full line up, and they're hitting on all cylinders here, guys. We start this movie out with one of the greatest 80s anthems of all times. Don't stop till you get enough. Got you there. Just kidding. Don't you forget about me. Guys, the Simple Minds. They went from a nice little new wave band to playing in anthems. They're playing in arenas at this point. It opens up with 5 teenagers that are completely different. None of them are alike in any way, shape, or form, and the movie makes sure you are aware of that. You have, if I can remember them all, you got the prom queen, you got the brain, you got the weirdo, you got the jock, and you got the criminal. And they're all together for detention because they have to be. They had no choice. If they had a choice, these kids wouldn't be hanging out with each other. They don't like each other, okay? But the movie starts off with a comedic tone, of course, a lighthearted little coming-of-age comedic tone, and it works well. Judd Nelson works well with that comedic role. But as it goes along, you start to figure out these people, they have a bit of a backstory to them. They don't have the best life. Most of them, if not all of them, have a troubled life in some way or another, dealing with high school or outside of high school. And that's really where John Hughes, that's really where his directing abilities are best at. Guiding and really fleshing out teenage characters. Whether it be in Ferris Bueller, whether it be in Weird Science, 16 Candles. This is the one where he really gets serious with the characters and is able to flesh them out and really make you feel for them. He brings you into their lives. If you want an 80s masterpiece of a movie, if you're really into the 80s like me, I'm kind of obsessed with the 80s. I have a problem. I mean, it hasn't been diagnosed yet, but we are still in the works on it. I got to check with the doctor on that. No, but all seriousness, this is this is one you got to check out. You have to check it out. This is critically acclaimed. Audiences love it. And I think you're going to love it too. I think you're going to love it too, because if you don't, I'm going to come over there and break your legs. If you can't tell, I've been watching like some Mafia series lately. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I've been going down a rabbit hole with that. I'm starting to talk like I'm Vinny or something over here. Guys, I'm going off on a tangent. Let me get back to the Breakfast Club. I'm sorry. It's been a while. I'm rusty. I'm not used to talking to you. Maybe you guys should do all the talking. These kids, what makes them really come together and bond is they share their troubled experiences with each other, and that helps them grow, and that also helps them, once again, become friends. That makes you care about these characters. And you wonder, are they going to be friends when they come back to school next Monday? Or is this just going to be the typical high school, I talk to you now, but I'm not going to talk to you in front of these other kids? And they do address that, and you know, you like to think that they remain friends. That's kind of where this movie leaves you. This movie leaves you, you know, wanting to think that. You don't know. You know how high school is, how pretentious it can be. And but just for that one weekend, one really just weekend day, these 5 kids come together, and it's quite touching. It's kind of a magical movie where I could see where you wouldn't like this. You might be bored. There's not a ton going on. There's not a major plot point. There's not a, you know, linear story per se. It's just a group of kids finding each other with each other. And all the meantime, with a great 80s score, a great 80s soundtrack, the Brat Pack in full force. And I don't know. I think it just speaks to the youth that John Hughes, once again, could do that like no other, especially in the 80s. And God rest his soul. We miss John Hughes. And I think that's about all I've got for this movie. If you've not seen it, put this at the top of your list to see, especially if you like the 80s in any way, shape, or form. So, will you like this movie as much as I do? I don't expect you to. It's going to be pretty hard to top me. But anyways, guys, 36 years. They've come and gone. I wasn't here for about 10 of those. So, you know, maybe I need a time machine. If you guys know how that works, fill me in on it. I'm trying to get Marty McFly to hook me up with it. But he's not picking up the phone. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. This is kind of just a whim thing, kind of just a fun little why not video. I've not posted one lately. I was trying to think of something to do, and here we go. 36 years later, The Breakfast Club turns 36 years old. Kind of sad, but the movie lives on. So, guys, I don't know what else to say. I think I've covered most of it. If you got anything about The Breakfast Club that I don't know, which I'll probably know them, but if you got any little tidbits down below, or any tidbits, let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you go catch a flick.